How's it hanging, dudes? My name is Sean and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution video. So what'd you guys think about the new intro? You like that? Is that cool? Okay, anyways, moving on. What we're going to do today. This idea was given to me by a subscriber, one of you guys. You guys are awesome, giving me ideas constantly, all the time. Alright, so the announcement trailer, Jurassic World Evolution, when it first came out, it's sitting up like 6.8 million views, something like that, you know. So how much of what was in that trailer was actually in the game? Because we know it wasn't a gameplay trailer. We knew that, or at least most people did. People who was naive enough didn't know. But you know, trailers are still designed to give you a great sample of what is to come in the game, right? Okay, so without saying anything else about it, let's just go ahead and play this announcement trailer. It was 10 months ago? This announcement trailer right here. This is what technically we were hyped for. This is what we were hyped for Jurassic World Evolution. And you guys let me know in the comment section. After you like, comment, and subscribe. Well, wait, hold on a second. Let me rephrase it. After you like and subscribe, because you can't comment. I'm telling you what I wanted you to comment about, right? Okay, so in the comment section below, when you watch this just a little announcement trailer right here, I want you to tell me in the comment section, do you think we were justified in being as hyped as we were? Just, you know, just an open-ended question, without taking a stance on whether we like Jurassic World or whether we think it lived up to its standards or not. Just from this trailer, was we justified in being as hyped as we were? Was we right to expect what we expected? All right, so let's go ahead and play the trailer.
We're at the fence. Almost ready to re-engage power. Hey! Over here!
ACU building online. Rapid response unit deployed. Observe non-lethal protocols.
Roger, Control. Deploying non-lethal countermeasures. Control, we have eyes on the asset.
Okay, so that was the announcement trailer. That was a trailer that came 10 months ago. That was the game. That was the trailer that led up to our hype for this game. If it's been 15 years since JPOG. 15 years since JPOG. There was a tremendous amount of hype for an actual dinosaur park building game that was made by a large developer. Like, you know, this is like our once in a lifetime shot, right? So what'd you guys think? I'm going to tell you exactly what I thought, and we're going to go through the trailer right now. So in the description of their own video, it says, build your own Jurassic World, bioengineer new dinosaur breeds, and construct attractions, containment, and research facilities. That sentence is correct, except for facilities. It's facility, you get to build one research facility, and you get to multiply that on several islands, so maybe they get a pass. Anyway, every choice leads to a different path, and spectacular challenges arise when life finds a way. Okay, life finds a way a lot. It's almost impossible to stop it from finding a way constantly. But every choice leads to a different path. What are they talking about here? 10 months ago, we had no clue. We had no clue. We thought you was going to be able to decide to do whatever you wanted to do. But no, you get to decide whatever 3 people want you to do. And that, I guess that's the path. You can just do security more than the other ones. You know what I mean? But it isn't like you really get anything for just doing security. You know, there's not like a real path you can go on that differentiates from the others. It all, you know, it's all you know, 3 sidewalks that run parallel to each other and they all come to the same end. You know what I mean? So it's not like your own path, really. And the spectacular challenge, I guess, is the dinosaur escaping. Well, that's a really spectacular challenge the first time. There's no other challenges after that. There's no real park management challenges. There's no building challenges. There's nothing. There's nothing. So let's go ahead and just watch the trailer. All right. So immediately we open up with the Velociraptor or the T-Rex or whatever whatever. The dinosaur inside the egg. Okay, and it said pre-rendered footage. Okay, I got this on this little. We're going to put these little sections on loop for you guys. Pre-rendered footage. Okay, so that means that it's not necessarily gameplay, but was it gameplay that had been doctored, you know, in some different software? Did they add some stuff to it? You know, is that what we're talking about? Well, let's just go ahead and see what the definition of pre-rendered footage is. Okay, pre-rendered footage. Pre-rendering is the process in which a video footage is not rendered. A video footage is not rendered in real time by that hardware that is outputting or playing back the video. Instead, the video is recording of footage that was previously rendered on different equipment, technically one that is more powerful than the hardware used for playback. So now pre-rendering applies to a lot of different stuff, not just, you know, video games. It applies to a whole host of different kind of entertainment aspects, right? But pre-rendering means technically, essentially, that you take something that's there and you do a lot of extra work to it and you doctor it up a little bit and you make it its own thing, right? Okay, so that's technically that's kind of what they did, summing that all up. So this isn't gameplay, but they're not necessarily coming out and saying it's not gameplay. They're saying it's pre-rendered footage. Well, what does that mean? That means that it could be parts of gameplay? Like, well, let's just go ahead and finish it off, because, you know, at this point, it could go either way, right? All right, let's stop it again. We'll put this little area right here. Okay, so when it pans from the dinosaur egg to the T-Rex, okay, again, it's pre-rendered footage, so we can't take anything as gameplay or anything like that. But maybe it alludes to, well, baby dinosaurs, right? Could there be baby dinosaurs? We don't know. We see a dinosaur in an egg. Why would they show dinosaurs in an egg if there's not going to be dinosaurs coming out of an egg in the game? We don't know. Why would that be in there? If it's not in the game, it's something that's completely out of realm in the. It's not even in the game at all. We have an incubation chamber that we don't see anything about. You know what I mean? And Fauna even exposed. They don't even have a bottom. They didn't even build a bottom for the game for these buildings. You know, so. They're all hollow. So there's nothing. We can't find the little dinosaur egg. There's nothing to do with eggs. So why would they even have that in there except for just the peak interest? It looks cool. You know, we've seen that a couple different times. You know, we've seen stuff like that within the franchise before. Little scenes like that. But then, you know, if it goes straight from the Rex eye of the baby to the actual T-Rex. So we're like, oh, okay. So it goes from baby to Rex, right? Are we growing dinosaurs? We don't know. We know it's not gameplay, but we're taking the clues that they're giving us, right? So let's go ahead and go forward. Okay, you see all these plants right here. Not hardly any of these plants. Let's go ahead and stop it again. Hardly any of these plants were actually in the game. You have one tool and you press once and you have a certain section of plants. That's it. These plants are not in the game. They're just not. You know, are not in any way that I've seen. Alright, so the Rex biting. First of all, this fence is, I'm not even sure what this fence is. You know, I'm not even 100% sure what this fence is at all. But this fence, he hits his head and then he bites the fences while they're trying to, you know, work on the electrical, right? And you see people actually up working on stuff. That's not in the game. Again, it's pre-rendered footage, but for all we know, that pre-rendered footage could have just applied to that little dinosaur egg. You know, for all we know, this is actually gameplay. We don't know it because it doesn't say that it's not inherently gameplay. It just says it's pre-rendered footage. Was it pre-rendered gameplay, or are you just making a video in your spare time and using that as your trailer, right? And as it goes, you see, you know, a whole bunch of detail about a guy hanging. You know, another guy gets beaten, his hat comes off. None of that type of stuff is in the game. The only thing that is in the game is the T-Rex killing a parasaur like that. Okay, boom, let's stop it right there. You immediately see a whole host of detail in trees right here. A whole host of detail and trees. We're getting ready to put down the ACU center, right? There's no sand. You don't get to use a sand tool. Why is a sand tool in the trailer if there's not a sand tool in the game? That you clearly see them putting down a sand tool. There is not a sand tool. And when the ACU center drops, sand goes around everywhere. What this is really confusing to me. And also, if you notice, the trees are really close to the ACU center. Yeah. Okay, we know this isn't necessarily gameplay, but you're showing us a taste of what's in the game, correct? Well, this is exactly what's not in the game. The ACU center, which has a Jeep coming out of it, not in the game. And then we have the hatchery off to the side. Yeah, okay. That's the only thing that's in the game, really, the hatchery. And we don't even sure if it's a hatchery. Look how many plants is not in there. If you look at that hatchery, there's so few plants over there. These fences and these gates are not necessarily in the game. So there's just a whole host of things that goes wrong as you see this helicopter with a guy who's just getting ready to trank somebody. And then if we stop right here, Anthony has already exposed this, and so has Swerve too. You see off in the distance a Mosasaurus exhibit and an aviary. These are clear of what these are. You see a whole variety of different kinds of plants. This is just not the case. It is just not the case. You see a pool in behind the Innovation Center. Okay, pre-rendered footage aside, what in this screenshot is actually in the game? We see the ACU Center, we see the monorail, and we see a few dinosaurs and the gyrospheres. That's it. Nothing else in this entire screenshot was in the game. Not even the entry point, which is way up here. You see, that's not. No. What is this? I don't know what this is. This is not in the game. We can't find this in the game. You can't replicate this in any way, shape, or form. So we'll just let it play out. So build your own Jurassic World. And then, as the closing scene comes out, you'll see Rexy put her foot on a destroyed Jeep. There is no destroyed Jeeps. There is no destroyed Jeeps. Let me rephrase this for a third time. There is no destroyed Jeeps. Okay, so we do get a really iconic roar, though. That's nice. But okay, so there is nothing that was in this trailer that was in the game, really, technically. And if you just scroll down their comments, you'll see that one person says, that's the worry that it'll look 10 times as good as JPOG, but have a tenth of the content, maybe half the content once you've bought DLC. Okay, well, the DLC was free, but it didn't bump it up to half the content of JPOG at all. This was 10 months ago. This is before this person didn't know what this game come out, but he called it. This person could see the future. Then right below that, a person says, "Am I missing something here? This game is developed by Frontier Developments, the same guys who did a fantastic job for the roller coaster franchise. So what's the matter? I have so much faith in this project." Oh, you poor child. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. If you only knew. If you only knew, man. If you only knew. And also, there is a interview that was it Jurassic Outpost had, and some of the developers have, well, this to say.
It's about choice. It's about, you have this amazing ability to genetically engineer these creatures from the past, just like in the films. And what would you do? Which route would you go down? The choice is yours.
We wanted to make sure that we weren't just doing a reskin game of a management game. We wanted to make sure that it was authentic to Jurassic World.
Looking at all the other games that have been made around the Jurassic franchise, we've played them, we've absorbed them, and we're definitely stimulated by the same things that stimulated their developers.
Combining an interesting narrative that expands on the lore and putting it within a management framework, I think that was an interesting challenge. That's
what I could say is a lifetime's ambition to work on. The people who made the game, the developers, really love Jurassic Park and really love Jurassic World. That's what I really want them to do, that we've got that attention to detail. We've embraced all the characters, we've got them in the game, we love dinosaurs.
We've got a history of doing management games. We've done animal games before. While there are challenges, we know we've done it before. It's something that we do well. We wanted to raise it to another level. What level are you raising it to? Because it's not on the level of Planet Coaster, and it's not really on the level of JPOG. So if it's something that you guys do well, why you know, I'm not saying this isn't a good game, but it's not the park builder management game that you're known for. It's not the level of quality that you're known for. It's not Planet Coaster. You could set salaries and wages for your employees. You can't do that here. And that's just one small difference. I can go into a laundry list, which we're technically accumulating. Crafting a narrative that expands on the lore. Where? What is it expanding on? What lore? There's really nothing that expands on the lore at all. At all. Like what? No, that's just is that a blatant lie? I don't know. Someone let me know in the comment section. Is there like some kind of lore that gets expanded somewhere in the game? Maybe I missed it. Talking about other dinosaur park building games, they say we've played them and we've absorbed them, and we take inspiration on many of the similar things that they do. Where does that come out in this game? Like, where's the inspiration from JPOG? I don't see it. Dinosaurs can't even hunt. Like, why is a T-Rex's kill animation meter not directly affecting, synced to his hunger meter? That makes no sense to me. Makes no sense at all. So why am I making this? Well, first off, it was a good idea by a subscriber, but also, you notice that they had 6.8 million views on the announcement. Which, we should expect them to get, a few million views really, but 6.8, that's a lot. And then as soon as gameplay came out, we realized that the gameplay that was in the announcement trailer was nothing. There's nothing compared to it. There was nothing in the gameplay that was in the trailer that we had previously seen months prior, and the views showed it doesn't even crack 1 million. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. What can we do? We will continue to do some park builds, but it's just sad, and just so you guys know, there is no confirmation that we are getting anything else. And yes, I know Frontier has said many times that we have a history of working on games and have a history of repeatedly releasing things, and cool, right? You also have a history of letting the fans know that. Day one, they were on Twitter, explaining problems and saying sorry and stuff like that. I just, for Planet Coaster, day one when that game came out. Where are they at with this? Is it a cash grab and go? Because even whenever they released the Fallen Kingdom DLC, there's a quote by the developer that says, we don't have anything to announce right now, talking about after the Fallen Kingdom DLC. But if you have a look back at what our post-launch plans were with our games, you'll get an idea of how Frontier tends to support our games. Well, the post-launch plans was the Fallen Kingdom DLC. That was it. So yeah, Rogers says, we're still working on Elite Dangerous 3 years after launching it. Right. Okay, but this isn't Elite Dangerous. We're talking about Jurassic World Evolution. So, and I'm not talking about releasing one update every 6 months either. This needs some drastic fixes. And I'd be amazed if we didn't keep launching stuff. But here's the kicker, he says. But officially, there's nothing to announce. And maybe they're doing the whole, let's not let nobody know, and let's let everybody just wonder, but the thing is, the game is not good. There's nothing to do with the game. The story mode is linear. You have the sandbox, and there's 3 paths, 3 terrain tools, and 8 buildings that you get to use to mix around 48 different dinosaurs, of which you can't even fit all in the park technically, if you wanted to make it like a good park. So maybe that would have worked if this game would have been on par with what everybody thought it was going to be, but it wasn't. It just wasn't. And, you know, hate it or not, I'm going to tell you guys like it is, because these are the facts. And even on their Frontier's own, on their own feedback page, they're getting shit constantly. And I'm sorry, but rightfully so, because after Planet Coaster, and you take this hype, a 15-year hype, and you come along and you say, pretty much say it's a successor to JPOG. I mean, they didn't say that verbatim, but it's been heavily hinted towards. Yeah, you know, I don't know what to say, guys. But you know, hey, on a high note, we will be doing some Planet Coaster builds, ironically, because that's a good game and still going strong a couple years later. So yeah, might be doing a Planet Coaster build, maybe like a Prehistoric Kingdom, something like that. We've got other videos coming out. And we're also going to do like another. We got a gyrosphere gyrosphere build coming for Jurassic World Evolution on our channel, and we're going to try to do a couple different things with the sandbox, but eventually it is what it is, you know. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys like always. I'm in the comment section after every single video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
You had me at hello.
Oh, baby, you